Hey, good day, everyone. So how are you going to disseminate your message to your audience? How are you going to get your information to them so that you can show them that you understand their plight, their problems, and you can answer their questions, to show them that you are the go-to authority for what it is that they're looking to do? Well, there's a couple of options here. You can use video. You can use blogs or text, and you can use images. And the platforms that you use these things on are going to be important. So when it comes to how you're going to disseminate your message, you have to figure this out. Are you good on video? Because a lot of people believe they have to do video all the time. They have to do that. Now, I'm going to say, because of my own personal experience, video has worked the best for me. Now, if you're not someone that is comfortable being on camera, you may not want to do that. But here's the thing. Everyone is going to suck their first time out, their first couple of tries on video, but you've got to get it out if you want to get good at video. People will ask the question, well, how do you get good on video in order to get clients? Well, the only way to get good on video is not through taking a course or reading a blog. It's through just doing it. It's just by pressing record and going for it. Now, other than video, you can write a blog, do it in text, but you can also do an audio podcast. With an audio podcast, you're just going to sit in front of your microphone and you can literally read. Whereas if you did that on video and you're reading a piece of paper, it may not come across as well. So with your options, you need to know yourself very well in regards to how you come across and what the best medium is going to be for you to make sure that your clients are getting the biggest bang for their buck. You know, your clients, your prospects, your followers, depending on what platform it is that you're on. Now, as I said before, I love video. Video is my medium. I feel very comfortable on video and literally just talking to a little camera. You know, I'm very comfortable doing that. Some people get kind of, flustered or whatever because they don't have someone to talk to or whatever, and they have to just look at this little camera lens and focus in on a lens. That can be kind of challenging for some. Then some of you out there need to be writing. Your best form of communication is through writing. You know, that's with your blog, with posting on LinkedIn, Facebook. There are tremendous ways that if you're a good writer, you need to focus in on that. And I'm not talking about you trying to figure out what you're good at. You probably, even watching this right now, already know either you are good on video and you're comfortable or you're not. You know that if you're great as a writer, but there are some of you out there that also know, you know what? If all I had to do was talk in a microphone, my personality may come out a little bit better because I wouldn't be subconscious about people seeing me. I wouldn't be subconscious about my hair, even though I have none. Maybe for the women, makeup, whatever. But a lot of people have issues around their own persona. And so they're not comfortable with doing that. You may be an introvert, not so much of an extrovert, which is kind of funny because I am an introvert. I realized that through taking, I believe it was one of those Myers-Briggs tests. But anyway, I was like, wow, I didn't realize I was an introvert. But when you look at the tremendous power that is out right now with podcasting and actually putting something up so that it can be heard or could be heard on something like Apple Podcast, there's so many different podcast mediums that are out there. You could go to a place called anchor.fm. It's anchor.fm. You could start this for free, start putting up your audio files, and then it will be distributed out through all of those different podcasting platforms that are out there. If you're doing video, YouTube is probably the place to go to do that. As well as Facebook and even Instagram. Then if you want to write, then you want to definitely make sure that you're on LinkedIn. You can also put up pretty long posts on Facebook. If you've got a Facebook group or your own personal Facebook page or a business page, there are all these different ways that you can get your message out so that people fully understand what it is that you do and what you bring to the table. And this is going to be very key for you to make sure that a couple of things happen. So how do you get your message out to your prospects that you want to make sure that they know that you understand their problems and you have the answer to their questions? There are 3 different ways to do this, and I want to talk about those so that you can start getting your message out in the most effective manner that you are able to do it. Now, the first method is going to be video. And I'm even doing this video right now just on something as simple as my cell phone. I'm just using my iPhone right now to get this message out to you. Video for me is hands down the best medium for me to communicate what it is that I want to do for my prospects and my clients. It gives me the ability to showcase my personality, to get in different scenes and all these other types of different things to kind of really allow my audience to connect with me. I don't believe there's any other better medium than to do this on video. Now, I choose YouTube to communicate my messages. Also, Instagram is great for video, as well as Facebook, especially if you have a Facebook group or a Facebook page for your business. You're able to interact with your audience in ways that no other way can do because people literally see you. And I think it's the easiest way to get that know, like, and trust factor going for your audience so that they can see you and understand that you understand who it is that they are. Now, the second way that you can do this as well to get your message out to your audience is through written word. Now, that's going to be through blogs or making posts. The best places to do this are going to be LinkedIn. You can make, blogs on LinkedIn, get tremendous traction on LinkedIn through the written word. And then also there's places like Facebook. You can write pretty long posts on Facebook to really communicate a proper message to your audience. And again, the only way that your audience is going to know how well you can do what it is that you do and help them to overcome their issues and their problems and their struggles is by you having some form of communication that they can tap into. Now, the third way is going to be podcasting. Now, I left this one for last because it has actually gained so much traction, audio podcast. When you think about your own actions, let's say you're watching a YouTube video. Do you sit there and watch the whole thing, or are you kind of just listening to it in the background? Sometimes you're watching, sometimes you're just listening. If you're traveling in your car, you can listen to podcasts a lot. I spend a lot of time in my car going back and forth, whether it's, doing things with a family or even on business trips. I spend that time in my car with what I call my business university, right? It is where I am taking in a lot of information. And guess what? A lot of that information is through things like audiobooks and audio podcasts. And so people will learn and want to learn in different ways. There will be people that want to watch a video, and there'll be people that want to read, and there'll be people that want to just listen. So now what you have to understand about yourself is, what is your best mode of communication? Is your best mode of communication going to be video? Are you comfortable on video? And if you're not comfortable because you've never done video, let me just tell you, you may surprise yourself. But what you want to make sure you understand is that your first couple or so videos are going to suck. And that's okay. Everyone starts at zero. Now, when it comes to an audio podcast, you're going to want to go to anchor.fm. Anchor.fm. You can put up an audio podcast for free and it will be distributed to all of the major podcasting platforms out there. This is key because a lot of people will find it a lot easier to just go ahead, sit in front of a microphone, be able to literally read and sound more natural than they would if they were to try and do it on camera. I mean, no one wants to sit there and watch you on camera read a script. But when you do an audio podcast, you can read a script, or you can just make bullet points on the topics you want to cover and then just fill in the blanks because you already know what it is that you're talking about. So you've got your 3 options here. You can do video, you can do written word, or you can do podcasting. All the mediums that are out there between YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, the major platforms, you're going to be able to capture the attention of an audience that actually wants to consume what it is that you have. Don't worry about if someone else is already doing kind of things in your industry like that. People will gravitate towards you because you're providing them with a certain type of information, not just information, but the way that you come across. That is what people gravitate. Please never compare yourself to anyone else. There are people that will watch, read, and listen to things that you have to say over and above who you may think or deem better or higher than you. Never compare yourself to anyone. You have a very unique, specific set of skills, a unique personality, and a way of conveying a message.